Now, this PNG YouTuber situation has gone way too far. People's faces are being leaked left and right, and now it just recently happened to the other PNG YouTuber, Red Velvety. This time, it was a full dox in Doxbin. But essentially, if you don't have a rundown of what happened, I'd recommend go checking out like my last video or my first video on Jellybean's face leak to get a general idea of what occurred in the situation. But essentially, the entire synopsis is that Jellybean recently got into a couple of controversies about their content, and because of that factor, which this doesn't make any sense, they had gotten doxxed for it. But now recently it has happened to another PNG YouTuber who has been regarded as cringe on this platform, Red Velvety, and over their content they have recently been doxxed. And that is essentially, I'm just gonna say, the people that support this are actually pathetic. In my previous video I went over that, but these people are just not it. But what did happen with this newer situation involving Red Velvety? Now, if you don't know, Red Velvety is a content creator that's essentially a PNG YouTuber, just like Jellybean. They make the same style of content with the same loud, over boisterous jokes, responding to fans' comments that not a lot of people on these platforms enjoy, to the degree where they would harass the both of them, which is simply unwarranted over content, but to each their own, I guess, even though, again, it's not to each their own. But recently, as I stated earlier, Jellybean had gotten doxxed over their cringe content, and many people, and I mean like many, like even 700 people-ish, or more in my comment section of one of my earlier videos, were just basically in support of the people who doxed Jellybean, which is disgusting, and it's horribly immature because they don't understand the severity of the situation. But recently that has happened to Red Velvety, and I don't expect things to be much different. Essentially, here on screen is the image of the dox bin. Of course, I'm not going to be like showing the private information. Oh my god, voice crack. But of course, I'm not going to be showing the private information, as that would do an injustice and just counterproduct what I'm trying to do right now, is by spreading awareness on the situation and criticizing the people involved. But you know, you may be saying, okay, Salty, what are you going to talk about for the next like 8 minutes? But my question is like, why? What's the point of doing this to people? What is the point of doxing people over their content being cringe? And also, why do you try to reason and argue with the fact that doxing is okay only in this scenario? Those are my 3 main questions to any of the Jellybean people, and you can even drop your Discord down below in the comment section. I'd gladly debate you. Maybe not now because I'm going to Mexico in like a couple of days, but I'd be very open to some form of debate online, because these people sound silly, like, oh, well, doxing's never okay, but like, when you're doxing a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old who are just trying to make content on the internet, then it's fine. Now, I want to make it a point to not harass anyone involved, even the doxers themselves, despite them being, like, extremely immature and don't understand the severity of doxing someone who has so many people that hate them, especially in this instance when it comes to Jellybean and Red Velvety, who have millions of people at their throat almost daily, which that's the thing that majority of the people don't understand that are supporting this dox. What if you had millions of people hating you, and then you got doxed, your personal information and address got leaked? Would you not be at least a tiny bit stressful? That's the point I reiterate every time, and no one has come to respond to it. Not shockingly, because majority of these people are either children or have no form of reasoning. And that really resonates with me, because the fact that they literally even doxed their parents' name, which when it comes to doxing, I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand what the parents did. Did the parents come on to Red Velvety's channel and be like, yeah, I encourage this content? And even then, like, what is the issue? Like, again, I don't understand the issue as to why, you know, someone gets doxed over this. Because usually, like, on Doxbin, don't they, like, do something at least mildly bad to the point where they'd get doxed? I don't know, the internet's wild today. Also, I've seen people in my comment section saying that, oh, it's just a dox, nothing's gonna happen to you. Everyone posts my information online all the time, yada yada yada, you're being a pansy, whatever. Bro, you have, like, no one who actually online cares about you and your private information. Jellybean's a YouTuber with 1 million subscribers. Red Velvety has hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and even at that has even more who hate them. People like to say it's under the guise of comedy, it's all jokes. First of all, doxing can be very illegal, depending on where you live, of course. Second of all, leaking someone's personal information simply isn't cool, because again, put yourself in their shoes. But no one likes to think from the perspective of other people because they're so close-minded. It's also not funny because, like, where's the comedy in it? People making fun of their appearance, sure, you can, guys, that is funny, but the dox itself doesn't make any sense. Also, like, Jelly Bozo or Jelly Mid has gotten so old and tiring. Same thing goes for Red Velvety. But you know, I do want to take some time to talk about a video that I recently saw on my TikTok For You page, which is maybe a little side tangent, but it does speak about PNG YouTubers getting doxed and what these 2 TikTok commentators that are quite popular on the TikTok platform when it comes to commentary. And I think these opinions are like some of the just most rudimentary, incomprehensive things I've ever heard in my life. Like, it's not even funny how silly these people are for thinking this way. And again, it's not that horrible. It's not something just garbage garbage.
Alright, so basically Jellybean's face got leaked, and if I'm being honest, it's not a very big surprise to me. It's pretty obvious that not a lot of people like her and the content along with it, so really it was just a matter of time before this happened, and it's pretty hilarious. I mean, they literally went as far as to make a whole dox about her. That is how much the internet hates her. I mean, this just goes to show the lengths that people will take to take out the creators that they hate the most on this app. I think the moral of the story is to make people not hate you, don't make shitty and annoying content.
Bro, you are a goofball. You are actually goofy as hell. Oh my god. Well, you know, you can't control if you get doxxed or not, but just make better content and maybe you won't get doxxed. Your logic is so backwards. Your logic is so backwards. You are trying to sway the narrative hard enough so that it looks like it's Jellybean's fault for getting doxxed. That's not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is not to dox people for no reason. What if I just doxed you because I considered your content cringe? Wouldn't I sound like an idiot? Wouldn't I sound stupid? What if I thought commentary content was just bad? These people have no, and I mean no, form of knowledge when it comes to opinions, which is odd because you're making commentary videos where you give your opinion. Content is subjective as to who would like to view it. So you're saying that they're making objectively bad content, but what if I liked it? Then why would they be doxxed? You're saying their content is objectively bad, so that means they got doxxed. But their content is more a set demographic that clearly isn't you. You know, you're giving your opinion, which is subjective, but you can't have a subjective view on content and an opinion on content. I mean, I've seen you on TikTok before. You're not a bad commentator by any means. You're one of the best ones that do it on TikTok, but this was not it, bro. This was not it.
To be honest, I'm not really surprised that she got doxxed. I mean, what did y'all expect? Making cringy ass videos online and building a career based on 99% of the people hating you? Shit like this is gonna happen. I'm not saying doxing someone is right, but you could have avoided this by making good content. I know what you're doing is getting you views and all that, but it's really not worth it when 99% of those people are hating on you. If the ratio was like 60 to 40, at least you would have had the ratio in your favor. But you really don't. People just want you out the app.
Honestly, when as many people hate you as many hate Jellybean, a dox was bound to happen. And to everyone in my comment section talking about it saying, oh, it's illegal, he shouldn't have done it. It's not. Cloaked did not use a single illegal method for obtaining information when making the dox. Now, in reality, I think doxing her was a little bit far in this situation, but we got a face pic out of it, which ended up being pretty funny. And on the flip side, I'm not the type of person to care about, ooh, you dox someone. It's just not really my thing.
We have one person, or maybe even two with a brand. Still not good though. He does bring up a good point. It's not illegal, like I stated it was, but I did not know the method of doxing because, no matter what, it's still morally wrong. But for the people saying there, the two commentators saying that, like, oh, well, maybe you shouldn't be making videos where 99% of the people hated you. Maybe if you had a better ratio to it, then maybe you could make these sorts of types of content. But, you know, you can't make it when there's 99% of people hating you. So that's why you got doxxed. Well, even if people hate you, the common standard, the base standard and common decency is not to leak people's private information. And even if Cloaks or whatever his name is didn't do it illegally, I don't care. Like, it's still a really bad thing to do, and you admit yourself that supporting doxing is bad. Oh my god, can I just stop voice cracking for like 5 minutes? But now that this one commentator who was talking about, like, right in the segment I just showed, now that this one talked about the fact that they didn't use any illegal methods to dox them, that's going to be the running argument for the next 9 years about doxing. That's going to be the next thing just to defend the doxer. Because again, making it this it's not illegal just doesn't make it any better. At least these people are mature enough to go from the standpoint that doxing isn't okay. I mean, they do sort of somewhat, well, I'm not gonna claim that they defend the doxer, but they do like say, oh, it wasn't illegal, face pic was funny, and that they had it coming, quote unquote, which was probably the dumbest point I've heard all day. You guys aren't bad commentators. Again, this video just wasn't it for some of you, but I'm fed up with seeing all this unnecessary harassment and hate, because like, it just doesn't make any sense. Again, it doesn't make any sense as to why you're doing it in the first place. Oh, content's cringe, wah, cry about it. It's just content on the internet. It's not that big of a deal to dox someone's private information. You just look really, and I mean really goofy doing it. Their content shouldn't mean anything to you to the point where you would go this far to go through a bunch of different accounts to try and find their private information. Even if it's for comedy purposes, it's still not funny and is stressful to the person that is being doxxed. Also, I'm not entirely correct about this, so take this claim with a grain of salt, but if someone were to, okay, for instance, do something to either Red Velvety or Jellybean and that involves their address, like they do something physical or like in real life, would the doxer doxer also be responsible for part of the crime, or would it majorly be the person who did its fault? Because then again, they wouldn't have the address if the doxer didn't post it. Then again, the doxer wasn't directly involved. If anyone knows about that, go put it in the comments. But yeah, that's about it. If you'd like to go see another video sort of like this one, as I think I make these videos pretty good on my channel, then just click on the video card above. But yeah, that's about it. Go follow my Twitter, by the way. Bye.